All right, and welcome back to Dead of Ages Past. This is session 16, even though the thing at the bottom says the wrong thing. Its name of the session is Own You, which is a follow-up to last session. At the end of last session, the group ended up back at the house, Gregosler's Manor, and a couple of people were missing. Jacob Adams was missing from the basement, and Broxgar was missing from the house. As they're kind of searching around and investing themselves into what happened, trying to figure out what's gone on, in through the front door walks Broxgar. All right, I'll leave it to you guys. Role play away. Have fun.
Rockscar, where were you?
I went back home to Red Wheel to continue my. I had some things I needed to look into about these Esper Edges, as they are called.
A quick note: Esper Edge is not a term that's been used in character as of yet. It's a term that we have used for the weapons, but the name of them has never come up like that.
Found out a bit. There's quite a few more of these spirits and weapons that are attached to them, including one at the hip of the King of Rastagar himself. His weapon being the Black Blade, which apparently is the spirit that's attached to it is in, what is it, an old elf?
An elven god.
Interesting. Well, it's funny you should mention the King of Rastagar, because I found out when you were gone that, actually, was he here when I found that out? I found out that he's going to come visit sometime in the next, week. So, we may make a thing hanging from his waist if you hang out here.
Wilbur wants to throw a party.
That's cool.
Afterwards, yeah.
That's quite an honor. That's insane.
Wait, when's the party supposed to be?
After he comes. We're not going to have, the big noble house party. I haven't planned that and everything. But there will be a noble house party. Mark my words.
And at this party, you're going to have plenty of things to drink, right?
Sure, of course. Wine, beer, water, mead,
Right, but
whatever else.
where's the actual good stuff, though?
Well, I guess it depends on your definition of good. Right? What do you have to say about that?
Anyhow, Ren would tell Broxgar about the thing with Gilbert, where the old Saryujan man came out of the mirror and wanted us to find Lena, the pirate, and the.
In a brief, I've had a run-in before. I think it was at Kilgore's Hammer. I can't remember what business we had there, but I had quite a conversation with her. She was the one that was interested in using your auto carriage to smuggle mages into the city.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Gilbert was told that she is at the airport.
Bearport, yeah.
Barefoot.
Yeah, Bearport.
So is that what you guys intend to do today with the day? Track down Lena in Bearport.
I guess that's up for discussion. What do others think?
Sorry, just out of character really quickly. She's the one that has the horse currently.
So you think?
Yeah, I honestly think that probably it's best to find her if, they want to kind of, kill us probably if we don't actually do things properly, so we might want to finish things off for the Kenzo.
Kenga.
Right. The Kenku.
It
Those
does
guys.
seem, the horse does seem the most important objective they would like. Once we have acquired it and delivered it, then we can see if they still need us to track down the two others from the dossier to question them.
I agree.
So we agreed on that plan then?
I think it's probably best.
So then I'm going to remind you the last words that he said. He said, "Do not kill the pirate girl and do not let the horse die. Bring them both back to me."
Right. So, also, John, When they opened the file, I was not there, I believe, so I
Okay.
have not seen the file on the horse.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's right.
Yeah,
Right?
and you don't have it anymore. It was given back
Right.
to the king.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't, like, in a awkward position here. Slightly disappointed that I'm not.
Because that happened when me and Sam were chasing after the last horse lord dude.
Yeah,
Right.
we were trying to track down and then got interrupted by my old character.
I also inform Broxgar of what happened to me and Sam when we were trying to talk to the girlfriend about how the Remix did accost us out and tried to have us betray the Kengo. It seems like they're under the impression that the Night Sharks were the ones to steal the horse. So there seems to be a lot of misinformation.
Yeah,
Also-
things are going a bit Barney right now.
Also, Hugo Dumont's girlfriend made it seem like Lorenzo Damarith was probably the one to kill Hugo if anyone did. Or at least that's what I'm led to believe, since the Remix are blaming the Night Sharks and the Night Sharks are directly working for the Kengo.
Yeah, you'll have that working with these shady types. And I kind of chuckle. And who knows who's lying to who?
Yeah. You know what, guys? I wanted to ask you guys' opinions since I have everybody here. I have this letter that was in my pocket. Basically, it was from Mardigan, and it was the deed to the warehouse. And he said, sign this, and you can use the warehouse for whatever you want to do. Like, you can use it for the Night Sharks, but he kind of said this is not cool. But I kind of have to do it, right? I mean, what do you guys think I should do?
I think you should stop wearing green. It's not really your color.
Well, okay. What about some real idea?
Well, after he says that, you hear a "Ugh!" and then like someone like clomping their feet away from you guys.
There's probably my tailor. Thanks a lot. She's touching me. All right. No, really though, I don't know what else I could do. I mean, if I don't sign it, then we piss off the Night Sharks, and we're going through all this trouble just.
I mean, honestly, what I would say is let's see what happens after this job. Because if we get this job done, we'll be in good favor with them, and maybe it won't necessarily be necessary for you to, like, provide them this warehouse at that point.
I like the way you think.
And if it is necessary, we can always fucking kill them.
There's a lot of them though, and that guy.
I don't think so.
Brother. That
Sam,
guy and his freaky brother, that floating around with all his like shit on the outside, like his organs. That's scary. I don't know what that is. I
and
might want to research that actually for the future when we do have to fight him eventually.
That's
Penanggalan.
vulnerable points. That's what that is.
Yeah, I'm sure he's a lot stronger than he looks. Anyways, so yeah, that's it. What I'll do is I'll hang on to it for now then, and put a pin in it.
And when Night Sharks come asking about where contract is, where warehouse at,
Then I say I'm working on it. Check's in the mail. Let's make
so
the
long
warehouse
as
great
we're
again.
all on the
Whatever I
same
have to
page.
say to get him off my back. What do you think? Is it a
I would be
man?
careful about what entanglements you keep putting around yourself. If you say you're working on it, you should make sure that you do intend on delivering something.
Is true.
Otherwise,
You
it'll
are
only go
throwing out
poorly.
lots of lines. Is easy to get tangled in knot.
It is. Yep. That's why I was asking you
It's
guys what.
much easier to reel them in before casting another. Yes.
Absolutely, you are right. I think
This
I'm.
is all I say. Is up to you if you sign or not, Lord Kurgazler.
Yes. Okay. Yep. All right. We'll put a pin in it for now, but I have it right here in my pocket in case I need to sign it. We're ready to go. So, I guess that's what we got, right? Anything else? So how do we propose to go to Bearport and get this horse and Lena back? Obviously, we don't want to go in guns a-blazing because we want them to be alive, and we got to go in there and convince them to come with us. Right?
You know where this Lena is?
Not exactly. I think we got
Then
a general
first step
area.
Well,
is
wait,
to ask question.
Rockscar, you said you ran into her, didn't you?
Yeah, that was maybe a whole week ago. At this point, and she was in this same district.
It was in a bar.
Yeah.
Then at the borders we start.
So
Yeah, we
we
could
were
go.
also told to do it quietly, so we just don't want to draw too much attention to ourselves if we could.
When have we ever drawn so much attention to ourselves?
All right.
Billows coat out into the pickup and does a little.
It's not that far of a walk. I could just head to the bar and ask around, see if anybody's seen her.
No, wait a
Well-
minute, guys. I'm looking at some of my.
Well, real quick correction. So the place that you were staying before was actually in Bearport. You're at Kurgazar's house, so it is a different location, Joe. You're not that close. You used to live that close, but then you upgraded.
Okay, well then, yeah, it changed all that. Then the bar in Bearport, like Zach said, would be the best place to start asking.
I'm wondering
Also,
if. I got some notes. I'm wondering if when we did talk to her, I thought what was said was go to bridges on road to West Coast, large lighthouse called Pharos. West Coast, I guess. I don't know. Access ways to the old city, Sun Pike, Attractive Rose has set up a factory. Is that where we were supposed to meet her
No.
from before? Does that sound familiar to anybody? Maybe
No
not.
idea.
Okay, but the next sentence after that is Lena is a pirate woman who wants to use a car to transport stuff. So you were right. Who said that? That was Sam.
The dwarf was the one who told you about the weird thing in Sunpike.
Ah, okay, the dwarf. Okay, the dwarf told us that. All right.
Also, John, at any of these points, have we got has there been time for a short rest?
Do you want to take time to do that?
I mean, honestly, I wouldn't mind getting back an extra spell slot or two, just because I'm
Yeah.
almost after the.
So it's about mid-afternoon, a little late afternoon. By the time you complete a short rest, it'll be closer to evening time. That's fine. If everybody's cool with that.
Evening time is best time for the bar.
So are we gonna go to the bar to ask where she is, or are we gonna go directly to look for her ship? I mean,
I thought we were going to go to the bar and try to find her, and if we can't find her there, maybe ask around if we can't actually find her there.
okay. So are we gonna go to
It
that?
could be time for my favorite time of D&D, split party, yes?
Ooh. Sure.
Don't you give me that look, John. Don't you give me that look.
This whole game.
John's just thinking of how right now. They're not together. Now's when I'll spring, I don't know, the ancient dragon on one of them.
Mhm.
If we are to be heading out, is there any appearance you wish me to take that might better help our goals?
How about
Why don't you look like the
someone
blonde
who
chick
might
that
work
you
on the dock,
sometimes do?
like a sailor type?
I shall see what I can do. Lord Kurgazler, do you mind if I make use of your tailor?
No, absolutely. Ask
Uh,
away.
So I go looking for the tailor
Okay.
and
She-
just ask her to help me get some piratey type clothes.
She basically tries to dress you up in finery because that's the only thing she knows how to do.
So,
So you-
having worked with a theater troupe, I kind of picked this and that and sort of combine different pieces that she's offering up
Well,
to sort of get more of a
keep
slapdash.
Keep in mind, she typically doesn't have items for you to pick up pull because she doesn't tailor for people of
Right.
your height She definitely has. It's kind of like going to. You think you're going to Gap, but you actually walked into Baby Gap. So,
Well-
I mean, yeah, the people that she's tailoring for are like 3.5 feet tall.
So like a dress could be potentially turned into a skirt.
Or like a leg of a pair of pants.
You know, wear full pants anyway, those pirates, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
And they have bell bottoms as a
I
dress
mean,
would be.
To be fair, one of those pairs of pants would make a great hat for you.
She does have the itemry that would be worn by the soldiery on at this place. So you are basically allowed like a long coat, which is what they typically wear during the winter time. And when I say long coat, think of more like Renaissance era kind of long coat. And you're pretty sure that with like a belt or something, you can kind of make it look like you're almost someone of importance on a ship. Tricorn hats are not exactly in abundance in this location. Neither are like other types of hats that might be worn by the sailory, but you figure a bandana pulled around the top of the head would be fine. And then just, whatever you want to do. You think the surliest face that you have in your, equipment is probably Blades. So it's basically just a dressed up Jimmy Blades.
Sounds great. Oh, that voice is coming back.
Yeah, you think it's probably the piratiest you've got.
I want all of Jimmy Blaze's voice with the intermittent R's just thrown in.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I need.
I shall do my best.
Thank you.
And we have
Okay.
to give him a tattoo now.
So you're doing
Give him
that.
a tattoo.
You're doing that while short rests are being engaged in. Excuse me. Anything happening during that hour that's not a short rest or disguising?
I want to borrow Ren's driver's license with my forgery kit and make myself one of them,
Okay.
just in case we ever get pulled over.
Make
Can I do that?
me an intelligence forgery kit check. Yeah,
Oh, that's not good.
throw something together, and you're pretty satisfied with it. Ren's looking at it like, make an intelligence investigation check, Ren, as he gives you
I'm
back
gonna use
yours.
my monocles on it as well,
Yeah,
if I could.
I'll give you advantage on it, sure.
7, 7, 7, 7, or 8.
Sorry. 20.
Lettering's poor, materials different, inking is hodgepodge. It does not have the official seal or anything that's attempting to replicate the official seal that is placed on the document. Again, it's a small piece of cardstock, effectively, it's missing a lot of elements that people in your profession, your former profession, immediately look for. So
Can I coach him then so we can try again?
you know immediately that the problem isn't so much his skill; it's the supplies that are in hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
I say, I don't know if I would use this unless,
What
you
if
really need.
can I modify this one? And I'm gonna can I looking at his, would that work?
So you're basically wanting to butcher his to make one that isn't him.
I'm asking. If
No.
you would let me try.
We'll have 2 non-licenses then.
Then we crash everywhere we go. Easy on the
Or
loss.
we just try our luck like always. What else
May
is new?
walk.
Make an intelligence history check, Ren.
Eight.
Not good enough.
Not good.
Yeah, you don't know much about the laws and how they relate to auto carriages in the city, since it's a relatively new kind of article in the city. So, you're just kind of worried that if you do get pulled over and he's driving, it might be a problem.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to granny drive again.
Wait a minute.
Right? See if I
Okay.
get
wonder-
better at it.
If you sat in
Usually,
like the passenger seat, and then we got pulled over, you could just say you were teaching me to drive. We get a slap on the wrist, switch seats, and then keep driving. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean that could work.
You would know that licensing is required even for trainee drivers.
Hey, John. While they're doing a short rest, which takes a couple hours or whatever,
1 hour.
I wanted to be getting together my plans for the party and the list. Make sure like Brant is on that list since he really wanted to go to the party, and make sure all the other good nobles are on the list.
Someone else that was wanting to be on that list too.
Huh?
There was another noble that you talked to that wants to be on that list too.
Yes. Let me think who that was. Oh, I know who it was. It was what's the name of that guy?
I just imagine like off screen, Kevin like has a wall, like just walls covered with notes, and he goes to like the side and he like pulls them, and he's got like
No, I think I know
rubber
who it
bands
was.
attached from one to like strings like drawn with like little pieces of.
Right, like his evidence board.
I think who it was the friend of Broxgar, that old guy, the old. What the hell was that? Aldorak? No, that's not it. That's a capital. Never mind. Oh well. Anyways, you're right. There's that guy too. I'd put him on there, whatever the hell his name is. Do you guys remember the name of that guy's house we stayed at, Broxgar? We went to his house. He was kind of a, he knew you from some reason or another.
Ink Brant? Is that right?
That's it. There's something similar to that.
Our child.
Our child, fuck.
Close enough. See,
he's-
Brant,
It's the
our-
guy. It's the guy whose house is right below us on the map.
Yeah.
That's how I remember it.
It's a really
Alright.
smart way to do it.
Yeah. All right, so that's what we're gonna do. I'm getting that together. That way, it doesn't take me as long to plan it later. You know what I mean? While
Okay.
they're resting.
Sure. And as I mentioned, your attendant, he can't do really much more than pass out the invitations and acquire things for you. He's not an event planner.
I know. We really got to change that. He has to do some training.
Based on his social skills that you've seen so far, you're pretty sure that his event would be like, just it would be boring as hell.
Okay, cool. Well, there's enough people here that are not boring that we'll have an awesome party. I'll just get everybody's input.
Right.
It'll be great.
Okay. Anybody else have anything they want to do during the hour wait time?
I'm going to grab more paper
Okay.
off of one of the desks randomly.
Could I go down to the basement and see if I could find anything funny from Adams's things or what he was doing?
Sure. Intelligence investigation or wisdom survival, your choice.
Oh god,
If you have
definitely
a spell
intelligence.
book, let me know.
29 critical
Yes.
success.
All right.
Kick the ass.
You find 3 items of note. You find a small vial that appears to be filled with blood. It looks like it was poured in at some point recently. You see a ritual book, which does appear to have some sort of spellcraft in it. And it's beyond your ken. It seems to be written in some just horrible looking language. Just a vile looking language, to be sure. Inside the book, there are also etchings and drawings that look like they're instructional.
Dibs.
So like infernalish type stuff.
Yeah. And last but not least, you also find the pathway that he took out.
Oh. It's like a video game. I can mark the path and can I follow it?
You could track him and chase to find where he was or where he went. Yeah, if you wanted to.
Okay, so I would definitely bring that information up to the group and
That takes 10 minutes, by the way, because you didn't. I mean, you rolled an insane high roll, so.
yeah. And I would mention that to the rest and sort of give the following the path as another thing we might potentially do. Zach, you're okay with me giving Sam that book? Because he called dibs on.
I mean,
Alright.
I'd like to take a look at it at
Well,
some
why don't
point
the
too,
two
but
of you look at
yeah.
it together and figure it out?
I
please.
just want more spells.
I don't know what to do with the
Do
blood.
I?
I would
Don't
give
you
you the
use all
blood,
that
no.
spell ink, I'll beat your ass.
Buy more.
Work it out.
The Spellcasters Fight Club.
We'll just
I have-
cantrip each other.
I have something hidden up my sleeve.
If you use all that spell ink, it'll be hidden somewhere else. That one is a good opportunity there. Okay, great. So I'm still waiting for you guys to tell me what you're doing.
I mean, yeah, take a look at the book.
Yeah, it looks like it has. It's written in Infernal. Do you speak it?
You speak it? Fuck.
I can ritual cast to understand it at least.
Comprehend languages. Okay.
Wait, it's in what language?
So, real quick note:
Infernal.
casting a spell in the ritual format is something that will interrupt your short rest.
Yeah, I know. I'll do it at some point. I'm
At
not
the
going to
end.
do it right
Okay.
now.
All right.
But I
I did it.
can understand it at some. Well,
I
you
can.
won't understand it.
Get fucked.
All right. The fight for the book
Why do you keep
continues.
saying get
Yeah, Lauren
We can do
casts
this
comprehend
together and get
languages
better rolls.
as a ritual and starts looking over the book. The book is pretty interesting. There are 3 rituals that you just have trouble understanding. Make an Arcana intelligence check. Intelligence Arcana check, even. Yeah, very, very, very confusing. And you
Can I use my inspiration to get that 25? Is that going to help?
you want to use your inspiration to get that 25?
I kind of do.
Okay.
I don't know if I need a 26 though. That seems like a waste of an inspiration, and after I've said it out loud.
I mean,
No.
honestly, if when I actually finish a short rest, I can cast comprehend languages, and we can try for
He did.
advantage.
He already comprehended languages, and help's not going to work on this.
It's not.
Nope.
So, like his experience of reading things. Okay, fine.
No, it relates. You'll understand if you understand. But yeah,
Your call.
help is not a thing that can help with this book. Stop it, cat.
Now you know how I feel.
Yeah, having cats on your desk. All right. So, are you
Yeah,
using your
yeah.
inspiration or not?
Yes.
Okay. So you still don't understand exactly what's going on with these strange 3 rituals, but what you start to realize is that in the bynotes, and it's very subtly written, and very hard to kind of detect and decipher, even though you understand the language. It's almost like if it's codified. But you find out that the book is basically detailing some strange ritual that was performed on Sayre. Based on what you're seeing from the drawings in these 3 ritual segments, it seems to be some ritual that deals with the blood, and based on kind of what you understand, might be something to do with the magic that they were able to, the blood hunter features. That said, the other rituals are pretty easy to decipher. They are a very strange ritual version of Nistel's magic aura, and all first level ritual spells, and all second level ritual spells as well. That's from all sources. Xanathar's, name it, they're all in there. Pretty thick tome.
Fuck yeah. Would the spell Identify help me at all with that ritual with Sayre?
No.
Okay. Just making sure.
It's
Have
more
to ask.
it's more of a comprehension thing. Like you
Yeah.
get it. Like you kind of almost get it, but it's like there's a lot of things here that don't make sense. Like they go contrary to how magic works.
They're using terms that just don't line up
Right.
because it's coded.
Yeah, it's basically like if you've ever if you've ever worked in an office, which I think you have, there's certain terminologies that are used in an office speak that aren't exactly something that someone outside of the office will get. So that's what I mean to say by that. And that's basically why help isn't really going to... It's one person's perspective on it. That said, short rest concluded. Anybody else have anything? Joe?
I would like to corner Ren at some point. Probably while you're down in the basement or just coming back.
All right, so you corner Brent before he comes back up and tells people about the strangeness that he found.
Okay.
Another thing I found out yesterday while I was out is that Sayre's family has been completely like tattered and torn apart. Jack's lost. The son's staying with their grandfather, and their young daughter has taken up arms in search of her mother's body. I'm letting you know now that the next time we encounter Sayre, I will not run. I feel that it is our duty to retrieve her body and bring this family peace. She was a faithful ally.
Ren, thanks, Brox, for that. When you say that Jack is gone, you mean like he's not to be found?
He more or less abandoned the children in search of Sayre. I guess he probably found out that she was still walking around among us somehow.
Mm-hmm. And you know that Sayre is not really Sayre anymore, so we'd have to defeat whatever it is to take that body back.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm with you.
I appreciate that.
All right, then you go upstairs and tell them about the tracking in the book. And
So what bar are we going to? We going to that same one we saw her at last time? It was what was it, Thralf Temple?
I mean, if that's where it was that Roxar, then yeah.
I don't know. What do you think, guys? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's a good place to start.
Tavern Lane it is.
All right, we driving or walking?
It's a good question.
Driving, are we? Wasn't that the plan?
I thought so.
Okay.
It would take a long time to walk.
As you guys are mustering up, Endemon kind of corners Broxgar. Kind of steps him off to the side. Says, hey, when we first met, it seemed like you were on the side of good, and there was a just cause that I could kind of tell was present there. And based on what I've been seeing, you guys are mixed in with a lot of bad people in this city. So I did promise I was going to bodyguard for you and watch after you, but it seems like you're walking your own path, and I just feel like it's a path that kind of taints my soul.
I understand, and you are correct. I can tell you that I'm doing it for the greater good, and I have my reasons. And I will not allow this group to veer off in a dark direction.
I understand, but I just want you to know that I don't know if I can keep my promise in watching over you like I said I would, so...
I understand, and I respect that decision.
If you need to find me, I have some business in Sunpike that I need to deal with. You should be able to ask for me around those parts, specifically around the bar scene near the Pharaohs. Okay?
Alright.
And if
I
any,
appreciate everything so far, my friend.
if things get out of hand, anything, and you need assistance, I'll help pull you out of the hole, okay?
Appreciate it.
Good luck traveling in shadows. And he walks away. And he walks out the door.
Ah, well.
I mean, he's Osirian. What do you expect?
Lawful.
So lawful. Alright. You guys go back to Tavern Lane, right?
Yep.
All right, so the auto carriage obviously doesn't fit in Tavern Lane. You do have to park kind of near there, not in there. And lock up and head on in. And you're going to the temple, Thrall's tap room. Is that right?
Yes, that's what I was happy.
Okay.
With the divine beer for only dwarves.
Yes. When you get in there, it's completely empty, except for the spiritual barkeeper that's posted there, and there's no other people present.
I'll sit at the bar and order myself a drink.
In from a side passage door that seems to be kind of like a secret door, which you know connects to the temple proper. Walks the priest who gave you the information about Sunpike and that strange location there. Kind of walks in and says, "Hail, starting the night early, huh?"
Well, you know, I figured while I was here, I'd have one of these here divine beers. It's not every day you get to enjoy such a thing.
That's fair. He smiles. Good on you.
I do actually have business, though, as well. I'm looking for a rather shady character that I've run into here once before. A red-haired human lass. Lena is her name. I was wondering if anybody around here had maybe seen her in the past few days.
I know that I'm not one for telling tales on my patrons, so unfortunately I can't assist you in that regard. He kind of looks over at the ghost. He's not going to be able to help at all. And most folks who were probably here when your friend was here may not be back this way. As you understand, we are pretty close to a port that boats leave out of every day. So I do apologize.
No, I understand. I'll still take one of those brews.
Oh yeah, it should already have been served to you. And sure enough, it's been placed right in front of you as you're finishing your sentence.
And everyone else is here as well.
Yep.
So, well, no leads for me.
I think maybe we should head out as soon as possible because he did make a good point about everybody that goes to those to those sections of the city is traveling, and so they could, we could leave at any time. The longer we delay, the, more likely we are to miss her.
Fine.
Door opens. In walks another customer. This one looks familiar to you. It's Blackguard, the bugbear from across the street. Kind of walks in, looks at you lot. Hey, what are you doing lollygagging around? Shouldn't you be doing something?
We are doing something.
Looks at the drink in the dwarf's hand and looks back at the gnome. Yeah, wasted time. You wouldn't have to even be doing this job if you just give us the damn house in the noble district.
Okay, I hear you. I hear what you're saying. We are actually just getting ready to leave.
It's true. As I chug the beer and finish it.
He's
All right.
chugging the beer.
I'll make sure Hadrian knows. And he walks out.
All right. Man, those guys are like everywhere.
You're across the street from the base of operations.
I know.
No, they're just everywhere, John. They're just everywhere.
Everywhere. That was your line, Sam. You should have said that.
So
Like a
Sam
conspiracy. They're all over the place.
is spreading.
No, these guys aren't all over the place. Come on. The conspiracies mostly involve the conglomerate. These guys are just assholes.
That's
All right.
true.
So we head out the bar. Where are we heading next then?
To the docks. To look for the boat, right?
Okay.
All right.
Some of you may have lived in the city for many years and have never seen the ports. Some of you have probably traveled to the city and have never made it far enough south to see the docks. But as you approach and get past and out of the cityscape and you can see the actual water, the other thing you see is in number, only rivaled by the number of buildings, is the number of masts that sit in dock. Hundreds, if not thousands of ships are within your eyesight. And it seems that this place, more so than any other place you've been in the city, is bustling with activity. You can see all different types of creatures moving about and doing work. It's gotten late enough now by this point that it's dark enough, and you can see that there are lemon caps walking around, taking into effect their namesake. Some of them have, pinioned on the top of their helmets, lanterns, which shine bright yellow across the cobblestone paths that lead from ship to ship. You're pretty sure, Ren, even with your skills in detection, that finding one person among this number, even if she is, as Brock says, or as you saw, bright red-headed, will be pretty difficult, if not impossible.
Would we know where? Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I just said I has bird.
Yeah. Would we know where to start searching? Like what establishments to go to?
Well,
To ask about?
you know that there's only really one place to park, and that's a ways away from the wharf, really, the area proper. Honestly, nobody really has been through Bearport and has like connections, so you're kind of, you're going in dry, really. It's like you have no concept of who to talk to, what to deal with.
I have a question. Are these ships documented when they enter and exit the port in any way? Is there some sort of harbor master with the books that are like keeping track of things coming and going? Would Detective
Are you asking?
Needs No Glasses know that?
Yeah,
You
if
know
you're
what I
asking
mean?
me, I'm not going to tell you. So,
But
yeah.
in character, does
he
you know.
wouldn't really know what they go. I mean, you'd have to assume that's the case, but he wouldn't know.
You have to have a permit for every damn thing else in this city.
there must be records? We look for this name, possibly. It may be easier to look for ship through records than through crowd. Yes.
You guys have driven up and gotten out, right? You guys are out on the docks and kind of talking near your car when you're doing this?
I'm assuming we're still sitting in the car trying to figure out where to go, so we're not talking out in the open.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. You guys see the silhouette of another auto carriage pull alongside yours and just stop close enough so that the door on that side of the vehicle cannot be opened. Inside the window of the other vehicle, you see Master Remick looking at you, and he does this, pointing down at the window.
At least
And
I
I
looked
do
different from
this.
last time.
Pointing out.
If that's really your response, the response he gives you is the three guys in the back and the two guys in the front all point guns directly at you. Large hand cannons. And then he makes the gesture again.
All right, whoever's on that side gets the window. Let's say it's me.
I like to
Okay.
imagine Kevin like with
Let's
the
say
little
I'm
rolly
the
wheel,
one
like a little
that's-
tiny gnome.
Yeah.
I got it. Don't get mad.
He says,
Right.
once the window's rolled down. Where are they? Where the Kengo?
We have not found them.
That's
What
bullshit.
the fuck's he talking about birds for?
You know where they're at. Where are they at? Just tell us where they are and we won't keep harassing you like this. You gotta understand, a deal's a deal. If someone pays money for something, it's as good as gotten. And that's what we did, and we deserve what we paid for. And if those Kengo bastards are trying to stop us, we're gonna go to them and make sure that they don't have what we paid for.
Well, we're still looking.
No, bullshit. You're working for the Kengo, I know it. Where are they at?
I can assure you, we are not working for the Kango.
Are you guys going to take me to find a ship or not? I need to get me sea legs back underneath me.
They all kind of look at you. That one.
Wow.
If we're
Okay.
talking about hired and payments and whatnot, I paid them to get me on a ship to sail around the world and whatnot. So if you wouldn't mind retracting your windows, and we shall go on our way, and they shall make due right their payment that I've paid them.
Look,
Matey.
Matey.
look. If you share with us what we want to know, we'll tell you what we know. All right? We can tell you who killed your friend, the one who sold us what we were buying, and we can tell you where to find him.
I'd look over at Ren.
Is that Adams?
No.
Who are we talking about?
Hugo Dermont.
Oh,
They're
Hugo
talking about
Dermont.
Yeah, the guy who
Yeah.
killed your friend Hugo Dermont.
One of the guys have-
Who the fuck is Adams? And the three of them in the back are like, oh.
No, this is out of character.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
Yeah,
It made
this
for a
is-
better scene character. I'm leaving it.
The fuck is Adam?
What the fuck is Adams? Is he with the Kango? That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about Hugo Dermont, says the leader. I know who killed him. We know who killed him. And we can tell you where to find him. But you gotta tell us where to find the Kango so we can go deal with them and get our horse.
Real quick,
What's
out
a
of character.
horse?
Out of character. Did they ever give you guys another communicator?
They did.
Okay, cool.
No, it was the same one though. Actually,
Yeah, they didn't. I don't think they gave you a new one.
no, they gave me the same one. Should I try to communicate with them? That's only for getting into the building, though.
Yeah, no,
I mean-
don't try to communicate with them right now. We're trying to show that
Yeah.
we don't know these guys.
Right. We don't know those guys. Exactly.
Alright. I would like everybody in the car to make a dexterity saving throw.
Ah, he's gonna blast us.
Yay!
Hate
Time
those
to
guys.
take damage.
Dexterity
Time
saving.
for me
Oh.
to die.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
John, I'd like a new character sheet for my barbarian character as I die slowly now.
Yeah, I want a barbarian character too.
I got a 4.
Alright.
I got a 6?
Okay.
Not
6
so
as
good.
well.
Everybody but Ren did.
Ren, you're very cautious and you're very perceptive. You see that a shadow kind of steps out behind, not from the car, just kind of out of nowhere, kind of steps up to the car that you're adjacent to and pulls out two very large looking devices. They appear to be guns as well. And then he just starts unloading on the car next to you. So much so that the bullets spray through that auto carriage into your auto carriage. If you did not make a DC 15 dexterity saving throw, you take 27 points of piercing damage. If
I'm
you
unconscious.
succeeded, you take half that. You watch as the people in the backseat of the car and the driver of the other car are basically ripped to shreds, and the leader man kind of gets behind the one that's next to him and barely survives this onslaught. Ren, since you're the one that's kind of dodging and avoiding, and do you have evasion yet, or is that the next level?
I don't think so.
Yeah, you're 5th, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so since you're the one that takes the least amount of damage and kind of see what's going on, you see the individual is kind of wearing a poncho that he's thrown back over his shoulder, like think of like Clint Eastwood style, and he puts the two big pepper box guns back into the holsters on his chest, throws the poncho down, and then walks into the crowd. And as you're kind of looking at everyone bleeding for just a second and then look back in that direction, it's like he vanished. But the description of Lorenzo that you saw from the document, you're pretty sure that had to have been him.
Should I make a death saving throw now?
Yeah.
What about me?
If you're down, make a death saving throw.
That's a 2.
That's a failure. That's a success.
All right.
Gilbert, you
It's
see
hard
that
to try to
Sam
get-
is dying in his seat.
And so was Jen Lauren.
So is Yen Lauren.
All right. I'll cast
Here.
Cure Wounds on Sam first.
I don't have medicine
I know.
trained.
I'll
Hey, to be
cast
fair,
it
I already failed a death saving throw.
Yeah, he's
Zach.
casting it on you.
I'll cast
Does
it on him
Ren-
first.
Does Ren mention that looked like Lorenzo?
Oh, there's no talking right now. There's just.
There's blood splattered everywhere. Like,
Not in
ah!
death.
I'm pre-
Oh, we're not talking.
You're leaking Vitae everywhere. Broxgar is like, I wish I had those.
I second winded gain back 11 health.
Sure. Do you want to pop out of the car and try and chase? Because you can't pop out.
Yeah.
Are you are you sitting in the front seat or the back seat?
I imagine it would be Ren and then me in the front, and then those probably, I don't know, it's a two, so it'd be 3 in the front.
You can
I
sit.
bet Brockscar is in the middle between the two of us in the front, if it's like a flatbed seater, like a old Cadillac,
is.
you know what I'm talking about?
It is.
And then like back seat has probably valet all the way to the farthest side that's open.
Driver's side.
Passenger side reared.
Your passenger
And then,
side.
Can they pull up on?
Yeah,
pull up on the
No,
passenger
no, no,
there?
because Gilbert's on the passenger side because he
Pulled
rolled down
up
the
on the
window.
passenger side.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So I would be driver's side then.
Okay.
Right.
So yeah, it did.
Yeah,
drive
we
on
already
the passenger
established
side.
Gilbert's on the passenger side because he's rolled down the window. How Sam got shot in the middle is beyond me, but
Gilbert's not a very large target to block.
Yeah, I'm real small.
Yeah, he's tiny.
So if I'm on driver's side window, am I able to get out and chase after whatever figure it was?
You can attempt to. Yeah. Go ahead and make a wisdom perception check.
All right.
I would try to do the same if I see him going.
19.
The second you see him, he sees you. You see the poncho flare back, and he pulls out the gun. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Fuck.
Oh yay!
No, he's
11.
All right. Take.
So how much total healing did I get, Kevin? Was it just the 10?
15.
15 for you.
17 points of damage,
Oh, that wasn't that bad.
and he.
I thought I was gonna die.
The crowd starts like dispersing and trying to move away from him, and he starts bolting towards the crowd.
Yeah, you basically don't fuck with him.
It seems that when he threw back his coat, you saw that there were the 2 larger pistols and the smaller one which he pulled out, and he shot this one at you, which shot like a scatter shot at you. Then he kind of put that away, and he hasn't thrown his cloak or his poncho back down, and he's bolting for the crowd.
Gotcha.
You're pretty sure whatever device he's using, it may not be something that's based on what you know of Brockscar's like large catapult gun. It doesn't fire a bunch of times; it just fires once, and then he has to kind of re-trigger it to be able to shoot again.
Mm-hmm. But it seems like following might get me killed.
I mean, your
Even
call.
so,
Probably.
don't do it.
Tim
Play
wants
the
to come back as a
character, Tim.
barbarian too.
John. Oh no, as a dwarf. John, would you like me to follow? No.
Hey man, do
Val-
you?
Yeah, I think
Follow your heart, Tim.
Valette will stick by the car
Okay.
to make sure that the rest of them don't die and help stabilize as best as possible.
Okay. You would note that the master, Lord Remick, in the other car is alive, but he's like slowly kind of like agonized and trying to kind of get out of the vehicle. The other 4 that were in the car with him are dead. Their pistols kind of just laying out and about. You think some of them might have discharged in the chaos of it all. Yeah.
Can I look to like stabilize him and then bind him?
Okay. Yeah, you move over to do so.
All right.
The next thing you
If I'm gonna
notice...
kill him.
We're in the middle of the road.
Oh, yeah, just right off to the side, yep.
There was a shootout. The yellow caps are coming now.
And
This isn't the time or place.
almost...
So I grab him and try and throw him in the trunk then.
almost as if, like, you know, they were called to the scene by those words. You do see the lights start to flare from the caps in your general direction. You grab up the noble and throw him into your trunk.
Well, do I see them coming then as I'm like picking him up?
Well, I heard you say you picked him up and threw him in the trunk.
Well,
So
it sounded like
Yeah,
things
go
were
ahead.
going on like simultaneously.
it'll probably, yeah, and you should have heeded
I'm
those
throwing him in
words.
the truck and then I notice them coming.
Yep, and they
Okay,
are
if-
probably within earshot, and they're yelling, "Halt!"
Okay, as I hear that, I don't shut the truck and I say, "Oh, please help! There's been a shooting. The guy ran that way. We need medical attention."
About 10 of them eventually arrive on the scene and kind of start looking it over. And they basically, you know, with their weapons drawn, which they are wielding longswords. They gesture for everyone to get out of the vehicle.
Yeah, there's blood everywhere.
Broxgar, make a wisdom perception check. Okay. And Sam, you haven't changed your clothes since you went to the girlfriend's house, is that right?
I mean,
Probably wouldn't have. You notice
I
a...
might have because
it wasn't mentioned. You notice that there's something
Yeah.
strange hanging on his sleeve. Very strange looking device that's connected to his sleeve.
On whose sleeve?
On my sleeve.
Sam's. Yeah.
What is that? I'm gonna point at it. I'll point it out to see.
Oh, a second. What is on my sleeve right now?
You go and reach for it and pull it off, and it's a strange metal piece that seems to have small little clamps that have connected to you like a spider would to something. And it seems to have a small little red blinking light on it.
It's garbage. I drop it on the ground and smash it.
Alright?
We're still in the process of getting arrested now, right?
Yeah.
All right. I mean,
I
yeah.
discreetly drop it on the ground and smash it.
Okay. They,
I'm trying to fast talk these guys into getting medical help for the dude as if we got caught up in this scuffle as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
they look to him and they say, "Sir, can you identify yourself?" And he says, "My name's Lord Remick. Help me. These people, they're not guilty." And he looks at the yellow cap. This is noble business. We don't need your help." Well, there was a disturbance, and he looks at the yellow cap more sternly and starts to kind of get up out of the trunk, reaching for the hilt of his weapon. And the yellow cap kind of backs away. "Okay, we are going to report this to our captain, though, my lord." He says, "Do what the fuck you have to do. Just, this is our business. We're handling it. The person who shot us got away. He headed that way. Deal with that." And he says, "Okay, do you need any assistance? Do you want us to leave anyone here?" "No, get the fuck out of my face." And the guy says, "Okay, okay," and walks away.
And to be a noble,
Yeah, I'm gonna nudge Gilbert and be like, dude,
Learn from
you're
them. This is a teaching moment. This is
You did there, Kev.
Remick looks at you guys. "Okay,
No, I'm not.
now do you trust
There you
me?" That was the fucking guy.
No.
That's the guy who did Hugo in. How the fuck did he know where we were?
Good question. I don't know.
I'd like to say, I think that, there might have been some more information that our female friend didn't necessarily share with us. When, she was standing against the Venetian blinds.
The fuck are you talking about?
It was obviously, color graded black and white at that point. And I was wearing a fedora, like a proper one, not a trilby. And a trench coat.
Good times. So, you tell me where the Kango's at, and I'll tell you where that guy's staying. And you can go find him at your leisure, but... if that was a teaching moment at all, he says, maybe you don't want to go and... Oh,
Seems to me like you'd like for us to take care of this guy. What if he comes back to finish you off?
I don't think he was going for me.
You're the one that's trying to give away his position and his information. I'd go for you.
That's fair. Fine, sure, but I'm not seeking protection here. I'm gonna leave the city the second I'm done with my business and I have my horse. Looking like less of a prospect that I'm gonna be able to pull off, though. So I might just fucking leave.
I sidle
I
over
wouldn't be against that
to
one.
Ren and try to whisper to him. Do you think we should abduct him and take him to them now, and they can deal with him? It might be the fastest way to sort all this out and get information to another of their objectives.
Well, I'd like to say, well, do I notice that he's trying to talk to Ren or whatnot?
Yeah, they're doing the whisper talk.
Yeah, I would like to say, like, I'm at this whole time just trying to get out of Lord Remick why he's so interested in these bird people and horses. Like, it just seems
So
strange.
the thing he keeps repeating is he came to the city on an honorable, negotiated contract.
I'm just trying to.
Oh, I know,
distract this guy.
and I'm trying to make sure
That's
this is out on the table so everybody understands what they're talking about doing. He spoke to a merchant of wares who was promising to sell him a real live horse and the means to reproduce them, and so he invested in that, paid a lot of this person's way, and he is getting jilted in this. He was nothing but honorable and didn't think there was anything illegal about this situation, but it's slowly turned sideways and he doesn't understand what's happening and he hates it. And like, just as he's kind of set it out all out in the open, he says, you know what, forget it, I don't even care anymore. People die in this city, I don't like it, I'm going back home. I'll dream about horses instead of imagining that this contract's going to pull through. There's no honorable people in this city, not a single one, not even the ones I look at. And he turns and he just walks away.
As he's saying that, I sort of
Okay,
like
have fun.
stop and I'm like, do you think we should help him? He actually doesn't seem like a terrible person except for his aggression issues.
He
So
fucking tried to kill us. I'm just pointing that out.
Aggression issues?
So wait, who's looking to take him? The Kengu are looking for him?
No,
No, the
he's looking for the Kengu.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So
whoever hired Lorenzo, or whatever Lorenzo's.
He hired Hugo to get the horses, and it seems like the Kenku are trying to screw him over. That's what you're trying to say, right, John?
I don't know. What am I trying to say?
Like, the Lord hired Hugo to get the horse for him,
Right?
and Hugo screwed him over.
Yep.
Or well, Lord, yeah, and is
He screwed the
trying to
Kengo
get
over.
The Kengu on this.
He,
Yeah,
he screwed the Kengo over to get the horse,
right.
and
And
the
then
Kengo are after
the Kengu
Hugo,
are getting back.
and they're trying to get their horse back, and their horse making tricks back, which they already have that. And this guy wanted to buy a horse and be able to make horses because his sigil is the horse, and he lives in a place that used to be known for its horses and now isn't. And so he wants to restore Old Glory to his house. And then Lorenzo, you don't know how he fits into the mix other than he just shot you and the Remix to shit with these crazy guns that you've never seen the like of.
And killed Hugo. Most likely.
It potential, according to what Remick says. Yeah, he killed Hugo.
So do we chase after him and actually help him out?
Help him
So
out. How
Ren, go ahead.
wouldn't the Tingo know if we gave this guy any information on their whereabouts? That's not necessarily a smart idea. That compromises our whole goal.
Well, I'm wondering if a sort of... The Kengo, they both got screwed by Hugo Dermot, it seems like. The question is, can we form an alliance between the two to help both out? Because if he can be a source of information the Kengo want, they might be willing to partner with him and maybe use him as horse production facilities.
An everybody wins scenario.
Yeah.
Ideally, but I mean, they've screwed him over once before for apparently no reason at all. Why wouldn't they do it again?
I don't think the
Because
Kengo
they
were the
have-
one that screwed him over.
Yeah, it sounds
Hugo
like
was the
Hugo
one
was
that
the
was
one who
screwing
screwed everyone
everyone
over.
over.
Okay.
So we're gonna
Get
stop
him.
him.
If we send him to Lord Kurgalizer's house and tell him that we need to make arrangements, we might be able to keep him safe while we touch base with the Kengo to get their approval to do this. Because as you say, yes, we don't want to just spring him on the Kengo, because he'll probably end up dead.
So maybe another noble like Gilbert should be the one to run after him and try to get him to come.
Well, if you're going to do it now because he keeps getting further away.
You're fast, Gilbert. Do it.
All right.
He keeps on doing this stop and kind of look over his shoulder. Like,
Chariots of Fire is playing.
Little
There's a running
Bill's
dun,
turn.
dun, dun,
I'm gonna run with him so he doesn't fuck it all up with my 20 charisma.
okay,
Alright, fine. I have decent charisma.
you catch up with
I
him.
will tell you.
He looks back at you. What?
I'll be like, yes, Lord, it's Rimmick, right?
Yeah.
I'm Matt's out of character. Alright, Lord Rimmick, I am Lord Gilbert Kurgosler, and I'd like you to come back to my place and so we could try to help you figure this out. You know, I mean, I hate to hear you talk badly about the city, and I know
Look.
you've had bad experiences, so...
Look. It's a really simple situation. I need to meet face to face with the Kango, and if they don't agree with what I'm saying, they'll need to meet face to face with my blade. It's really that simple.
Okay.
I will
want-
tell
This-
you.
This is meeting we can arrange at Kurgosler's place. Is neutral territory for negotiation to happen. We can't say you can use blade at Kurgosler house, but we can get you face to face. Then, after you have your discussion, you can lay all out war upon them. Is fair?
Fine, yeah, sure.
Yeah, just not in the house, please. You know,
I'll meet. What's the
Just
address?
have the carpets cleaned.
yeah, I don't want blood-stained carpet.
What's the address?
You know what? I don't know what it is, but
You tell him the
I would
address.
tell him.
Yep.
Yeah, tell me.
All right. Once you move, I'll get back in my car, clean my boys out, and I'll meet you there.
Okay, let's do this. And I would walk away.
All right. You guys clean up the cars as best you can, and yeah, I'll need a intelligence tinker's tools from whoever wants to try to see if your vehicle works.
I'll give it a go.
You know what, guys? I can help somebody with tools because I have a cool cantrip now, like the cool kids have, because I switched them out. Sorry, DM, I didn't tell you about that.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll allow it.
But it was this one, Wield Skill. The best cantrip ever.
So you're
Basically-
proficient with the tool set for 1 minute.
Yeah, so basically give me like a wrench to go in that engine, and then I can kind of like...
So, does that help Broxgars to a 21?
I
Yeah,
don't know.
I'll allow it.
Sweet, it's a magical moment, like I'm handing him wrenches and stuff, and he's just like, doop, 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 getting it all fixed, you know? It's great.
You know, like an 8-year-old helping their father.
But then he's suddenly better at it than his father.
Oh, fuck.
So anyway,
Yeah.
you guys managed to get the vehicle working. It doesn't look like too much damage was done to it. Basically a belt was, kind of severed, and you managed to get it back together. And his vehicle is working. Most of the rounds that went against him actually just went straight into the carriage, and you see him just pull the bodies out and drop them off on the ground, and he yells over to the lemon caps, hey, take these to the estate house that I'm staying in. It's at Alderac. Go. And they like, yes, my lord. And they very quickly rush together to get gurneys and move the bodies. He gets in his vehicle and drives off. You guys meet him at the house, Kurgosler. I would like everybody present to make a wisdom perception check.
Alright, let's do this, guys.
22.
Wisdom, perception.
15.
Come on, baby. 21. Yes.
Pretty good. Alright, so those of you that got over 20, when you finally get back to the house, you notice that there does appear to be someone kind of standing near the house off the side. He's wearing bright yellow with the insignia of the House Rostagar emblazoned upon his chest, and it looks like he's just waiting, staring at the front door.
Oh,
He's not
shit.
inside the estate proper, but he's close.
This is the frickin' king.
You drive up, the king's just walking around.
Crap. What are we gonna
No.
do? Oh, well, he's a noble.
you're
He'll,
going to
he'll
talk to him.
understand.
So you drive
He'll
up.
understand.
It looks like your house is being surveyed by this person, not so much like it kind of looks like he's trying to stay away from the house and just watch it. Is what you're seeing.
Okay. Well, we'll drive up looking all gangsta with our pulled up car, you know, bullet holes all over the place. And we'll
He'll
jump out of there.
understand.
Yeah, he'll
I
understand.
as we're pulling up, I offer up if someone wants to hop out and maybe silently approach and sort of eavesdrop on them and observe them for a while.
I think that's a
Quick
bad idea.
question.
Mm-hmm.
While we were driving back, just because it looks really weird if we're in a car full of bullet holes, is it okay if I'm just like patching up
Oh, sure.
things a little?
Yeah.
Just so that we're not as suspicious looking with a car that is bullet.
Yeah. That makes sense. You do arrive there, and you know, there's kind of a setup area where you can kind of park off to the side of the house, and he parks near you guys, and you guys start to get out and head to the house, and he kind of enters into your entourage, kind of walking along with you. It looks like he's in the process of driving, kind of makeshift, applied some bandages to himself.
Yeah, that looks like a good idea. We'll have to get all fixed up in the house. Do we see that guy who was looking? He was outside of the property, right?
Yeah, a ways away from the main entrance.
Okay, you know what it could be, guys? I'd look over to Ren and I'd be like, you know what, Ren? I think he's probably just doing surveillance on the house to make sure it's okay to bring the king here. So, you know, that's probably all it is.
Okay.
I mean, it sounds reasonable to me. Alright, so we'll just head in.
Would you like me to go say hello? I do like to introduce myself.
Sure, you could. But
Well, as you guys
whatever
are-
do not come to arms against this guy.
As you're approaching the house, he kind of like looks at you and watches, and then tries to appear more scarce, but he's in bright yellow, like almost as if he's kind of just watching you enter into the house. Are you diverting from them before you enter in, or are you going into the house then coming back out to meet him?
I'm gonna divert away from them
Okay.
and start like.
All right, so you guys head into the house, and about the same time, Yenlorn will arrive to kind of, talk to this guy. But before we get to him, the old soldier at the door kind of looks to you and says, "Lord Kurgosler, a servant of the king came today and stated that you should make ready your house by tomorrow morning. The king intends to break his fast with you here."
Okay. Thank you for this message, and I will have to. You guys, house
You see
staff.
your administrator kind of come up and say, "It's already been handled.
Good. I was just gonna say
We
have
are
to make
ready
Sure.
with a full gnomish
everybody's
breakfast.
All right.
Firsts, seconds, and thirds. We're prepared for the king. And everything has been made ready. Even the problems down in the basement have been dealt with."
Good. I don't want any more of those problems. I have a feeling he's going to want to tour the entire house, so we'll have to take him down there, so hopefully nothing is out of order down there,
Of course.
you know. But, okay, we're all shot up because you know what's happening now that they have lots of automobiles downtown in the city? They're having drive-by shootings. It's crazy. Crazy stuff, I'll tell you.
Out of character note, that guy walked up on your vehicles and shot you, but yeah.
Yeah, I know, but it sounds better if you say it's a drive-up shooting, okay?
Fair enough.
It kind of sounded cool. All right. So, in fairness, yeah, he doesn't know what actually happened. But, anyways, we invited another noble. It's Lord Rennick, right?
Remick.
His name.
Yeah.
Yes, Remick. Lord Remick. So make him at home. We're all shot up, so we're gonna have to.
All the bedrooms are currently allotted to your other guests.
This is true. I know. Let's find out if he's staying. But if he is, I know where we'll put him. Don't worry
Okay.
about this.
Outside, as you're approaching him, he starts to approach the house and then sees you and kind of looks at you and tries to walk past you.
My good man, please.
I'm
come
busy.
say hello.
I'm a servant of the king. I do not have time for you. And he walks past you and heads towards the house.
Wonderful. And I'm gonna keep stride with him.
Okay.
Now, please, as servant of king, you have business with my lord. Yeah.
He seems very focused and very determined to make it to the house.
Okay. I'm gonna keep stride with him, and right as we get to the front door, kind of put my foot there so he can't open it.
Okay.
Ooh, power move.
At the second
So-
that happens, he pulls out a ledger from his pocket, like a small piece of parchment that's kind of like on a ring, like a notebook, and starts to jot things down. Your name?
Yen Lauren.
Yep. Do you understand that you are obstructing the word of the king? And for that, you will be fined. Move your foot.
You do
Move your
understand
foot.
you have yet to present me with any proof that you are this word of king.
Move your foot.
My master will be very unhappy about this.
Do you move your foot?
I do,
Okay.
but I'm gonna enter the door first.
Okay. If you enter and he knocks on the door, the side frame of the door.
You should open it. Yes.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Is like I open the door, go in, shut the door, and then he knocks on the door, and I open it. Yes, can I help?
He closes the notebook that he had, the small ring like parchments, and sets it back to his belt. And he looks at you and he says, "The lord of this house, bring him to this door at once."
I shall do as you please if he is available. And I close the door and I go to find Gilbert.
Oh my gosh.
You hear the door shuts and there's this like static moment, and you hear a slip as the piece of paper is pulled back from his belt.
Whatever, man.
Man, this
But
guy,
yeah.
he doesn't screw around.
I go tell him. Bring him out.
All right. So when he shows up to me, and I'm like, "You mean he said he was the word of the king?"
Supposedly he has yet to show me any proof. He's just man's word.
And then after he says that, see, like my legs is kind of like the coyote and the road runner. It's like I'm like right across the floor, right to the door, like in 2 seconds.
And you
Just like
you open up the door, right?
open it up,
And he
open it up, and I say, "Lord Kirgosler, at your service."
he's putting a notepad away, and the second he does, he looks at you and goes, "Oh, finally, I've been deterred." And he smiles, "And you have not been home." And he hands you a seal. It appears to be a small guilder, but the guilder has been stamped with the Rastagari mark. And on the back end of it, when you flip it, you realize that these are specially minted coins that are only held by members of the royal family. And he hands you the coin, and he says, "You will hold on to this token until the Lord Rastagar enters into your establishment. When he arrives here, food will be made ready for him, as will drink, and you will answer any questions that he inquires of you, and if any question that you ask of him is deemed as inappropriate, you will be fined for such activities. Please note that you have already been denoted with 2 fines due to the service of your servant, Yen Lauren, and those should be paid in full by the end of the month. 100 gold pieces for the first transgression and 300 gold pieces for the second. Thank you, and good evening to you." And he steps away from you and then walks away.
All right. I would shut the door, and I'm like in shock. I'm like, "Oh my
So
gosh."
Sam at this point comes out of the bathroom. So what did I miss?
Oh, he's good. It seems Lord Kirkosler has been fined by the king.
Yes, 400 gold pieces.
What did you
400
fucking do?
He was not prompt to answer door. His little legs is not his fault.
I think
Gosh,
what
you
happened
are such a twat.
was Yen Lauren. Yen Lauren.
Ah, it's hearsay.
He thought
Wait,
he
what are you
was
saying?
my servant. But he's actually just a very expensive house guest.
Well, how is it that he thinks that he's your servant? Obviously, you are doing some sort of ridiculous thing.
We all know it's certainly not silly for me to do these things.
Yeah, honestly, why are you having him answer the door anyway? He's a guest.
You've got a very
for
good
me.
point there. So, anyways, I hope you learned what you don't do when the king comes here, though, because actually there could be some nasty stuff going on. If I'm actually kind of worried now. What if he asks me some questions that are ones I don't necessarily want to answer? So,
Perhaps I can entertain King when he come, yes? I put on little show, I tell him story. I have great story about this wonderful old Russian folktale. Is Baba Yaga.
What's Russian?
Yaga.
What's
Nice.
Oh, Janarin, sorry. His accent, it get me confused.
Yeah. Also, to be fair, I have a couple of questions of my own for the king, which I'd like to ask him, like, as soon as he shows up.
Oh no.
Oh, wait a minute. I must tell you something. If you ask the king a question and he determines it to be inappropriate, or actually if his servants deem it to be inappropriate, you will be fined, and as my house guest, thus I will be fined. Well, in other words, you're not going to want to say anything like that. Because
Listen. It's
gonna be
nothing.
expensive.
Nothing too crazy that I'm going to ask him. I'm just going to ask him, about the demon portal in the west wing of the castle. That's all. It's nothing too
Okay.
outlandish at all.
I could imagine there being a fine for that, but we'll see what happens. I'm obviously not going to be able to tie both of you guys up and throw you into a corner somewhere. You're going to just have to, get in there and see how you guys can act. But yeah.
Why is he looking at us?
If you like me make yourself scarce, I'm happy to go occupy elsewhere.
Well, no, I mean maybe you could actually play a song or something. Isn't that one of your talents? Don't you have the ability to
It's
play?
one of them.
Yeah, see, and you actually have a license to perform. So maybe performing is a good thing you can do. We could ask the king if he wants to hear a performance. You could perform. We could say, something like he is a very good performer from the city. You could perform. That would actually probably go very well. Anyways, I'm just going to. Hey, never mind. I'm not even gonna say it. I'm just gonna think it. You guys won't know what the heck I'm thinking. Anyways, this is an interesting day so far. We got shot up.
It's
Yeah,
pretty.
fine.
It's pretty late. It's close to 8 p.m. At this point.
I'm gonna go and rest and have some servants help me to kind of bind wounds and take a short rest. Everything. Spend some hit dice so I'm all blown up.
Okay.
So
You guys are taking a long rest. You're going to sleep. Is that what I hear right?
I mean,
yeah.
I think we need it.
Pretty
Actually,
sure.
really quickly, John, Yen Lauren, did you tell me about the ritual casting of the Nastuls in there?
Yeah, I'm sure I did.
Because yeah, that's an illusion one. So I'm imagining the ritual version's illusion also, right?
Nistles? Yeah.
Yeah. So I can do that one for half price actually, for using 50 of the ink as opposed to 100.
Right. And basically how that spell will work is it's the same thing, but instead of casting it on a target creature, it's only on a location, and it's specifically a worded location. So you can create a zone, effectively, that's a 10-foot radius that is effectively no longer considered magical, and anything inside of it is no longer considered magical.
I was hoping that I could ritually cast it on Valette so that I wouldn't have to burn a spell slot every single time.
No.
Okay, Valette, I'm going to ritually cast it on the car and you have to stay in the car.
It's now a moving magic aura.
Super helpful for our front line to stay in the car. Also, before we take our long rest, John, I want to copy my first spell into the spell book. And I'm going to take Gentle Repose, so we stop leaving bodies everywhere that can be reanimated.
Nice.
Thank you.
That is a problem.
Said you're
It's like a huge problem in this campaign.
So real quick, you guys are going to bed. So Sam, you're in your room. Gilbert, you're going to your room. Yen Lauren, where are you resting?
Oh wait, yeah, I was gonna have to kick somebody out if this guy is staying overnight, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had already picked somebody, so I hate to say it now. How about you guys just determine among yourself who?
No, you say it, you son of a bitch. You're the lord of the house. Call my name out.
Kicked out of his own room.
All right, damn it! It was going to be Sam, but now it's Yen Lauren.
Oh, alright.
Get the hell out of this room. We got a noble.
Get out!
It was gonna
Fine.
be Sam though, but yeah, you just knocked yourself 400 points into the running.
Well,
So you're
I'm
giving the
totally
noble the lesser room.
Ren, you realize that you do have a full bedroom and you don't really sleep.
You're right. You're
It's
right.
true, I do. I
That
do
is a
realize
problem.
that. I do realize that.
So I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to move Sam into Yen's room, and move this guy into Sam's room.
Yen didn't have a room.
Nah, I'm pretty sure I've been sleeping
Yeah,
in the
he's sleeping in
library
the
this whole
library.
time.
Yeah.
Yen
Oh yeah,
can-
you're right. So I'm gonna have to kick somebody else out. I guess it's Sam
Yeah.
then.
And Broxgar has
No,
been
wait,
sleeping
why are
in the
you kicking out
library.
the
And
person that actually sleeps as opposed to the elf that doesn't fucking sleep?
It's a prosperity thing, or you know what I mean? He has
Okay,
higher
are you-
standing in my mind.
Okay,
He has to give the guest the big room. It's a lord.
Yeah, I have to.
I
give the
thought
guest-
that his room was actually the bigger room.
no.
My
Yours
I
has
thought-
windows.
Well, why don't you give him your room?
This is good. This could take a whole session. Us figuring out who goes to whose room.
I know, it's so petty. I love it.
I know. Actually, I have to be careful because I was just like yelling so loud. My wife's like, "I'm gonna get put down in the basement."
Oh, I'm the
again."
same way right now. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I got to be careful. So, anyways, be in the little room. But all right. Sorry. Anyways, we'll figure it out. Somebody's gonna move. We'll probably
I
end up
could
moving.
share
around.
with Sam if necessary.
Yeah.
At the very least, give him the fucking bed.
Maybe.
Because Ren is just gonna meditate anyways, I guess. So that makes sense. All right. Anyways,
Okay.
that's the sort of hilarity stuff that ensues. Like Three's
So
Company. But
after fighting over which room is being held by who, eventually Lord Remick, slightly wounded, quite a bit wounded, is afforded the main guest chamber on the second floor. Broxgar and Yen Lauren are on the first floor. Broxgar in the library, Yen Lauren in the grand hall near the fireplace with a book. And Gilbert, you're in your bedroom. Ren, you're in the bedroom with Sam. There's
Sure.
there's a chair to sit on while Sam actually gets into sleep. You're probably kind of in the middle of your reverie. Valette, same. When you hear a loud whistling noise coming from the balcony outside of Lord Remick's guest chamber.
I run in.
Hold
So
on.
do I.
Hold on.
Oh shit. There are guards there, right? Uh-oh, I think I see Lena. Shit.
oh no.
Let's see. Who am I missing? I've got Valette, I've got Gilbert, I've got Ren. I need Matt.
You need Sam, yeah.
Okay.
No, it's not Lena, it's a guard.
So, real quick note: you guys are seeing the rooms that you're in, right?
I think I was staying in this room actually. The small closet.
No, it's the room over. Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
You were in the closet.
Okay. All right. 1 second here. Oh, I see. That's dumb. Bear with me. Okay. Zach and Joe, are you still looking at the first floor?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. All right. So the whistling's coming from the balcony. You guys up on the second floor can hear it. Those of you that are downstairs, if you're in the library, no. If you are in the great hall or the grand hall there, yes. You can barely. It's very light and faint. But by this point, Yen Lauren, you don't trance, so you're asleep. I'll need a wisdom perception check from you. Balette, you are awake. You can make a wisdom perception check. Gilbert, you are asleep, so you can make a wisdom perception check with disadvantage. Ren and Sam, you are on the other side of the house, so you can make one with disadvantage if you are awake, and you cannot make one if you're asleep.
Yeah,
I got a 9.
that makes sense.
You don't hear
12.
anything. You don't hear anything.
What's going on?
Is mine at an advantage?
Disadvantage because you're asleep.
Okay, I got 15 then.
It's still enough for you to wake up. You hear the whistling of the alarm.
What's happening really
You-
quickly?
You're asleep.
I didn't stay up late to put the spell in or anything.
Oh, it's pretty late.
The roll.
It's pretty.
okay.
It's like the middle of the night. They actually decided to take their trances. No, you're not making any rolls. You're too far away, and you're asleep.
Oh, okay. I would hop up and go to the room then.
Okay. Well, when you hop up, the next thing you hear is the sound of sproing. Sounds like an arrow being loosed. Then you hear a thud. All right.
Then you hear a blood-curdling scream.
No scream. You heard the
Yeah.
whistle, an arrow fire, and then a thud. Can you see the Can you see the whole map at this point?
I can.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think.
Stop.
Here we go.
Call out an alarm, Gilbert.
All right. I guess I would
Just go
call
back
out an
to sleep,
alarm.
Gilbert.
I'd come out and I'd be like, sound the alarm. Everybody's waking up now.
How about now? Is it completely pitch black?
Yep.
No, it's just dark. It's not complete pitch black. No.
I can't see anything.
How about now?
No,
I can
it's
see
completely
everything.
light.
Everything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see through walls still.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hold on. Oh, my dynamic lighting died. That's great.
Roll 20.
It might have
Hey
been my
guys,
fault.
they just updated a couple of things, including the advanced shadow of fog or fog of war or whatever it is.
No, that's not what this is. No, that
So it,
doesn't have to do with that.
I know, but I'm just using the downtime to like advertise for Roll20 in hopes that they might give us money.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
sure.
Things are starting to fill in for me.
Yeah, I can see stuff filling in too.
I
Okay.
can still see everything right now. I don't know if that's okay for me or not.
Yeah, slowly filling in.
Yeah, I'm
Yep.
putting it down.
What's all that noise? Is that Sam? I mean, is that
I'm
Matt?
sorry, I just got my food. I haven't eaten since lunch.
Oh, okay. All right. I was just wondering. It was making a lot of rustling. What did you get?
Chinese.
So, like, what sort of Chinese things? Like,
Oh, you know, usual
lo
General
mein?
Assembly, dumpling, Coke,
Well,
the original Chinese soda.
the original Chinese soda. Yeah. Nice.
Oh my goodness. Okay, hold on.
So, D&D Beyond.
Yeah.
All right, Sam Riegel, simmer down.
Nice.
I mean, I do have a similar name to him in this game.
All right.
True.
That should be fine, I guess.
Are you gonna run for president?
Okay.
D&D Beyond.
Maybe.
So the door is technically closed, and you want to enter into it. Is that right?
Yes, I do. After I yelled when I left my door, I yelled out, "Alarm! Raise the alarm!" And then
Okay.
I'm gonna hop into there.
You yell, "Raise the alarm." Okay.
Yes. Is there
If you are
anybody
still-
around here that I see,
No.
like any of my soldiers or guards, probably not.
Yeah. If you're still asleep, go ahead and make a wisdom perception check, just normal. And if you are not asleep, wisdom perception check if you aren't aware of what's going on with advantage.
15.
I got a 6. I'm sleepy.
19.
21.
Beer. You drink too much before it's bedtime.
True.
Good enough.
Target number's 10.
It's a
I mean,
dwarf
to be
thing.
fair, dwarves need beer to live.
Yep.
Sounds accurate.
So hopefully most people heard that. Then I'm gonna go in this door. I'm probably gonna get killed, guys, because I have no armor on.
Okay.
But what,
I'm
You-
made of armor.
Yes.
It's basically dark in this room, but what you do see is that the guard who's normally outside, she's laying on the ground, or laying on the balcony.
The hot one?
yeah. the
Possibly.
only- oh, what's her, I have a name for everybody. So in case this happens, I'll be like, "No, Jamie."
No, flips through notebook.
John, am I able to run towards the sound of Gilbert's voice?
Yeah.
Alright. I run through this door, and is this door locked right next to me?
Yeah.
I try to bash the door down.
Okay. Make a strength athletics check.
21.
Gilbert, as you enter into the door, you see the very expensive, not cheap lock and door basically just burst off the frame, and yeah, you make it through.
Motherfucker.
What is it? What's happening?
Alright. I just give him this look like, what? What the hell, man? Alright.
What's happened?
What's going on?
Where's Lord Remick?
Good question. Do I see him at all in there?
He's laying in his bed, from what you can tell. It's dark in here, and you have dark vision, so it does look like there's a
He's
heat.
just asleep, guys. He's just asleep. It's fine.
I'm gonna go to the bed and try
Totally
to
not dead.
Okay. You shake the bed,
leg.
and you notice that he's not moving. And with your dark vision, you kind of look up to him,
Diamonds.
and you see that on his neck there appears to be a small needle with a bit of like red frill at the tip of it.
It's one of these dang Camino darts. I would actually I would say go to the balcony. I would say that to Valette and point. I think he's been poisoned. Now I'm gonna check if he's alive at all.
One of your guards are down out here.
Make a strength athletics check.
Which one?
You. Strength athletics. Or you could do dexterity acrobatics if you choose. You got a 21?
Oh, me.
Yeah, you.
Gotcha. Okay, we were both asking which one, and so it was confusing. I'll make another one. 14 this time.
Okay. From out of nowhere, a force hits you from behind and throws you off the balcony. You fall 15 feet to the ground and hit the stone below.
Oh no.
Take
Holy shit.
7 points of damage.
Alright.
I'm at 2 health.
Can
The
I
force
start
hits him
using-
from behind.
Hold on a second.
He's fine.
Can I
Walk
start
it
using
off.
stronghold
Walk it off.
actions?
Ah!
Hold on a second.
Bunk.
This is not good.
This is the story.
You should be on the first floor now.
Yeah. Of how Valette dies.
Okay.
You'll be fine.
All right. You guys are looking around the room, and from what you can tell, he's dead. The soldiers are mustering in the main hall, and they're looking to you. Oh, Lord, what's happening? And the archers are kind of doing the same, but they're kind of keeping back and watching behind.
The fuck's going on? It was a beautiful dream.
I would say secure the house. Check all the entrances and exits.
Real quick,
Them.
Gilbert and Ren. Actually, no, Ren, you wouldn't have been in the room yet.
Okay, so you tell me where I should be then.
It'll be just be Gilbert. Make a wisdom perception check. Sorry, for the what happened to Valette.
Oh yeah, okay.
Okay.
I got a 15 or a 19.
You don't even notice that she vanishes. So you're.
What
too
about those of us on the ground floor? Do we hear a thud outside?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's heavy, right?
Yeah.
I'm assuming that I would go investigate the thud.
Okay. And Broxgar, are you going upstairs or staying down?
What woke me up?
Someone yelling alert. Oh, you're still asleep.
I got a
Go
6.
sleep.
Yep. Never mind. All right. Yeah. You can go outside and hang out with Valette the Crushed.
So, after crashing, am I allowed to yell something out?
Yeah.
Someone's on the balcony! He knocked me off!
That's when Ren and Sam will enter into the main chamber there.
Oh, nice.
And I'm just on the lookout to see what happens, to see if there's anything coming off the balcony. Like, I'm looking for movement down here at least.
Okay. The second you kind of look over, there's like some bushes off to the side. Like you can see the bushes down to the south. They're similar in kind to that. And basically the shadows of them just start moving towards you. And you see a hand of inky black kind of rise up and grab you on your mouth. Make a strength athletics or a dexterity acrobatics check.
Holy shit.
She is getting
18.
killed.
You manage to wrest your face free from the hand, but then the other hand comes up out of the shadows, and you notice a glinting black blade appear, and a voice say, "Silence!"
Can I see this out
You're-
this window right here?
And you walk around to look out the window, and you see these two hands coming up out of the shadow that's elongated away from the bush, kind of rising up. And then you see a pair of red eyes look up in your direction from the shadow. And then you see 3 more sets of eyes appear in the bushes.
Probably
How-
nothing.
Do I know
like,
any?
like here?
Yeah.
Do I know any bit of like a rough description of what the King of Raskar looks like?
Not like an inky black shadow.
Oh, okay, so it's like a shadow creature.
Yeah, basically these shadow creatures are facing off against you. And the blade that he's
alright,
got is like a small
I w- dagger,
not a sword.
Yeah. I want to draw Judgment and try and take a swing at it.
Okay, you're currently prone. Because you did fall off of a roof.
Right.
Yeah.
As drawing my weapon, and can I draw my weapon, stand up, and slash?
Basically what I'm saying to you is you're in a situation where you understand that the other...
If I make a move, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So
I
that's,
bide my time and wait for the moment to strike back.
that's your freebie for the day. And you...
Also, did we actually hear Valette cry out?
Yeah.
I'm going to walk over to the balcony.
Okay.
And I would dash downstairs to gather the rest of the people to go flank from the outside if I.
Okay.
I'm not going out onto the balcony. I'm just walking over there and just seeing if I can spot someone on or above the balcony.
Okay. You're not going out on the balcony, you said?
Yeah, I'm just trying to look out and see if I can spot someone either on the balcony or above the balcony.
Make a wisdom perception check.
All right, guys, don't worry. I'm great at these. I've got a wisdom 0.
And not 20. Nope.
That'd be nice. 14. Not terrible.
Okay.
Probably
All
not
good.
enough.
You don't seem to see anything.
Since I don't see anyone, I proceed to go out and then look over the edge of the jump down after Valette.
Alright, make either a strength athletics or a dexterity acrobatics check.
12.
You look down and you see these inky black hands kind of like around Valette, kind of like moving up to her, and these sets of red eyes kind of staring. This is just about at the moment where Yen Lauren goes, "Huh?" and sees the situation as it's arising. And then you feel a force come from behind you that kicks you right off of the thing. You fall and descend and land atop Valette.
Valette, what are the... Ah!
So,
Ah!
I want
All right.
Valette to make a dexterity saving throw. If you are wanting to
I'm not-
avoid being slammed on by Sam.
I'm not good at these. 11.
Alright. So you're both going to take half of the falling damage Sam's about to take as he cushions your blow. You both take 3 points of damage.
Nice.
I'm unconscious and dying.
Because of the nature of the comical nature of the damage, you're automatically stabilized. It's basically like non-lethal
Okay.
damage that's being dealt to you.
Okay.
If you're a fan of
That
older
would be so
editions.
funny if I accidentally killed you.
Sam, the second you kind of like hit, you see the hands kind of turn and the blade kind of snaps back around so it's pointed backwards instead of forwards. And yeah, it looks like the ground is about to fight you while you lay on top of Valette. You are prone.
Can I do anything in this time, or is this...
You're prone and
Was
you
that my whole turn?
like hit the ground. What is your thing you want to do? And I'll tell you if I'm cool with it.
I want to just grab Valette's arm and then Thunderstep inside of the house.
Ooh.
Okay. Yen Lauren, I need you to make me an intelligence arcana check. You need to be able to see the location to Thunderstep to it, right?
18.
It's like most teleportation spells.
I believe so, but I mean, if I
Okay.
can look up and see the ceiling inside the house,
You teleport
I can-
yourself
Well-
to an unoccupied space you can see within range.
He sees you
First
doing that and
sentence.
kind of moves aside so you can see into the window. So you can teleport into the house on the first floor, or you can teleport up back onto the balcony where an unknown assailant is kicking people off of roof.
First floor.
Okay. Willette, go ahead and move yourself into that room.
Uh-huh.
You may be unconscious, Tim, but at least you're inside. I also currently cannot see anything on the map.
Yeah, I pulled your token and I tried to paste it on this first floor and it's not working.
That's okay. Take your time.
It seems like these upstairs downstairs shenanigans are like making my system lag.
Weird.
Okay.
18.
On what?
You told me to roll Arcana.
Yeah, I know, I caught that. That's what that you saw what he was casting and moved your head so he could see into
Oh, okay.
the room.
Got it.
Basically, you caught the play that he was going for. Okay, well that said,
And so now there's just 3 demons outside.
yeah, and I'm having a trouble. Well, they're not. Who said they were demons?
Oh, whatever.
But so.
I have 2 tokens. That might be part of the
No,
problem.
that's
I'm on the first floor in 2 places.
you're on the first floor in 2 places. Yeah, you sure are.
I'm with Brox, let's say.
Yeah, and you were going for like to muster people, so you're waking Brox up, and then what were you going to say again, Lauren?
No, nothing.
You said you saw the 3 quote unquote demons out in the the bushes
Yeah.
out there. Okay, if you're are
I'm
you
just keeping a close eye on them.
okay, you'll see that the shadow, like the hands go back into the darkness, and then the shadow retreats back into the bush. The eyes close and don't reopen. Gilbert, you're still at the balcony, but you haven't stepped out onto it, right?
Right.
Make a wisdom perception
I saw
check.
them fall off. And... What? Okay, perception check. Come on, guys. This would be a good time for a good roll.
You see from
Rolled a
23 's not bad.
23.
basically from the wall inside the balcony, just this form peel off of the wall, completely shadowy black and kind of inky, dripping like this weird mist, dark mist, turns its head around and looks back at you with bright red eyes that are kind of coalescing inside of the shadow, looks at you, and then kind of just jumps off the balcony, unnatural distance, over towards
Could I do a
the wall.
stronghold action when it's doing that?
You can attempt to.
Would like to do the one that's shafts of golden light stab down from the sky, penetrating walls and ceilings. The beams target all undead, demons, and devils within 60 feet of you. So I'd like to do it before he leaves my 60-foot radius.
Okay.
Those hidden or invisible targets must succeed in a wisdom saving throw or be annihilated.
Okay.
That's
So
the best part, guys.
as the bolts rain down, he is not any one of the 3 that are targeted by this type of effect. But you see that
Son of a
for flavor, you see the inky blackness peel off of the creature, and underneath you see a human form, and he kind of hits the wall, kind of looks back over his shoulder, and you can see that he's wearing just all black. His face has like a mask over it and a hood, and on his back he has a Saryujan style blade, and he's kind of looking back over his shoulder at you, appearing to be just a human, and then he leaps down off of the wall into the actual shadows of the
He's like
city.
a ninja.
He's just like a
He's one of
ninja.
A Saryujan ninjas. Crazy. I think we can beat him if we get dolphins with lasers and. All right.
This is so 80s. Let's do it.
Yes. All right, so if that's the case, I see that, then I'd probably be like, let's get the hell out of here. I'd go check out.
So-
I think he's pretty much dead.
A quick note: it's been less than a minute since he has died.
Oh,
Yeah.
I could
use
revivify.
your diamonds. Yep.
I'm gonna use my revivification.
Okay.
You know what's great? It's not like I wasted like all this money that I could have used for diamonds tonight, right? Luckily, I had diamonds already. All right, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I don't think any cares.
I don't think Gen cares.
Nobody cares. He doesn't care. He's like,
They're all
like
mooching off their noble friend.
Yeah. He's like let's see, where am I? Do you need me to click it to cast it? Because
I know what it does. You bring him back to life. His eyes wake up. He kind of reaches for the dart and pulls it out of his neck and says, "What the fuck? What the fuck happened?"
Ah. You were assassinated, but luckily I revivified you. So.
Are you not going to revivify your worker?
You're right. Okay, guys, I have enough for one spell, I think. And
Yeah, we know who you value, Gilbert.
this is a plot hole here, okay? But that was Jamie. She was an archer. That was the. Oh,
Keyword was.
But she was the
Alright.
hot one.
Yeah, but you
The
should
other one
never.
was boring. Think
Yeah,
about
you're
her
right.
family.
The other two archers
Or the
are
family she could have with Sam.
If she hadn't been thinking of you, she'd have been doing her job, paying attention, and she wouldn't have gotten attacked by that.
the other two archers are pulling her body down to the front room when they overhear that conversation,
Oh,
and they look at you,
Yeah.
Sam, like just
like,
arrows firing out of their eyes, like you're a piece of shit, and also you're a piece of shit. All right.
that's bad.
Okay. What do you do immediately after the aftermath of that? I'll move you back to.
No.
Ask him if he knows who it might have been.
Yeah, do you know, it looked like Saryujan, like ninja people or something, if that's a word in this universe.
Shinobi.
John, I forget. Do I have like a paranoia ability or something like that? Or some conspiracy ability that
I
I,
have-
could like?
I haven't given you a special ability yet, and I really need to do that, and I
No,
will.
No, you did. It was like a paranoia or
Oh, that's right.
paranoid thing or something like that, where it's basically like has to relate to a conspiracy theory somehow. And I feel like this would be a good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
this would be perfect.
make me an intelligence arcana check, which will be what your key skill is for that ability. I don't know if I've written it down yet, but I might have.
Natural
great.
20.
Okay.
Nice.
So you would know quite a bit about the shinobi. They are basically people who can utilize the shadow to kind of conceal their movements. It's a very ancient art of magic that is utilized by primarily members of the Shiniguro Kengo.
Interesting.
Or, I mean, the Kenku, or whatever you're miscalling it because you're a horrible person. But that's what you'd know.
Probably could have came to that conclusion. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So I don't think this whole conversation thing is going to work out. No.
I mean, we can still give it a shot. I'm just saying the odds are probably against us right now.
This seems accurate. Yes.
He
Also-
says, I don't know why they'd be trying to kill me.
Maybe they were trying to kill Sam, because he's normally sleeping in that bed.
I was actually going to say, why do you give him the less defensible room?
I don't know if it's necessarily less defensible. It does have a guard right there.
It has bay windows that open up to the outside world.
Oh, that is true. It also has a guard there, though. That's the thing.
Who stands in front of the bay windows that open to the outside world?
All right, you have a point.
he Macho Man Randy Savaged you, and then he just left you on the ground.
Yeah, that was bad.
Valette is just laying unconscious in the grand hall.
I mean, to be fair, you're at least stable.
That's your role tonight, Valette.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was.
After kind of like mustering everyone and kind of getting everyone kind of situated with the situation, the soldiers start an all-night guard, an all-night vigil, and any one of you members of the group can do so as well. But basically, nothing happens, and I need everyone to make a Constitution saving throw.
I'm going back to sleep.
Oh no, I understand, but it's the middle of the night. Really good, really good. Gilbert, not very good.
Not so.
Everybody,
Funny.
everybody but Gilbert.
You guys nailed that.
Everybody but
Just did
Gilbert.
not like the blood in the house.
Everybody but Gilbert does really well. And Gilbert, because your sleep is kind of irritated, you'll have 1 level of exhaustion during breakfast
Oh yeah.
tomorrow morning.
Awesome.
And that's where we'll leave off for this session.
Oh, that's horrible.
Oh, too good.
And
Exhausted and the king's coming.
Well, the party.
oh my goodness. All right, see you guys in a week, and stop at the stream.
Thanks.
Thanks for watching.